Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. It's lunchtime. I'm down here on George Street and about to head down to Circular Quay. I thought I'd kick off my 5 a.m. Club from this location today. And today we're going to do another book summary, but it's going to be an extension of a book or a writing from a particular author that we studied earlier today. So the book today is by author Meik Wiking. Meik Wiking, who's a Danish author, and the book is entitled The Little Book of Lykke. The Little Book of Lykke, and is a little bit different to the book we did this morning. The one that we did this morning was The Little Book of Hygge, and this one here is entitled The Little Book of Hygge. So it's a little bit different, but let's examine it. Let's take a bit of a stroll, a bit of a walk and talk, and see where it leads us. And see what we can learn. See what we can learn from the Danish race, who happen to have the lowest incidence of mental sort of disease in the world. They're a very stable race according to statistics. So this book is all about seeing experiences as an investment in happy memories and a study of happiness. So let's do a little bit more on this, and we'll understand, get a little bit of a deeper understanding of the Danish origins of happiness, which ends up becoming a way of life for the Danes. And it's a science of being happy, and it's a science of investing in happy memories, being upbeat and positive with your personal story, and ensuring that everything you do is an investment in your happiness quotient. So let's cross over this road before I get run over, and head back down to the waterway and see where this book can lead us. So the first point to come out of this book is that in order to connect with people, we need to have a sense of community. And it's interestingly enough that one of the things that we lack today is a lack of community. Don't know if you realise it or if you sense it, but this whole push to individualism and selfishness is pushing us further and further away from community. But the author here says that the Danish people have realised that there is a significant importance of hanging out with and interfacing with real people, rather than spending your time floating and getting caught up in the digital world of Facebook, Instagram and social media. So the first major lesson to come out of this book from this Danish author is the importance of connecting with people. And by connecting with people, we're talking about real people as opposed to imaginary people that sit behind a screen or a telephone and just press a like every now and then, and you have the illusion, according to this author, that from a social media perspective, that you're connected with lots and lots of people and you're popular and you're well liked and respected and all of these sorts of things. But the bottom line is, it's only when you bump into these people in a real life situation that you realise that they may not even recognise who you are, nor even know who you are, let alone press a like button as soon as they see your face, or light up at seeing you in person. So that's the first point that comes out of this book, and it's it's a bit of a wake-up call for a lot of people, especially the younger generation who have invested a lot of time and effort and emotion into their social media and digital world, and only to realise that they end up feeling lonely, isolated and unhappy, and they don't really know why it's so. But the digital world is so fickle. People who are connections and even described as friends in the social media world can be your best friend one day, liking all your posts and commenting on all the things that you post and making you feel as if you're the centre of the world, and the next day the rug is pulled clearly from under your feet, where you're no longer receiving the likes or the attention that you once received, and you feel quite empty and quite lonely at that point. And it's understandable, because one thing is to receive attention digitally, and the other thing is to receive attention from real people in real life situations, and the two are very, very far from each other, is I guess the key point that we ended up learning. The other thing that comes out of this text here from the Danes and from this Danish author is that joy comes from having more free time. And in this busy world where we take pride in saying how busy we are, walking around with pieces of paper and digital devices, and always looking at those devices, thinking or looking like we're connected and busy. The author says that true happiness comes from being free from all of this connection, or all of this pseudo-connection, I should say, and being free to do what you like and what you please, without feeling as if you need to be connected all the time and distracted all the time. And the author talks about the fact that the Danes work on average a 30-hour week, which I wasn't aware of, but I'm most envious of, and have a significant amount of free time to pursue social engagements, to pursue family matters, and it leads to a lot more happiness, according to a lot of the Danish studies. And as we mentioned, the fact that the Danes seem to have mental health pretty well nailed, and lead the world in their mental health statistics, is testimony that what they're doing seems to be working, as long as you can have a causation and effect linkage between having free time and having good mental health. So the author then leads us to a call to action, saying that the goal that each and every one of us should have is to try and gain more free time in our life, because the more free time you have, the more life and job satisfaction you have. And the other thing they talk about here is that in Denmark is that they have the bonus of having people who are aged, and they get them to work with the younger people to act as pseudo grandparents. So what they do is they've got a program where they link the seniors, the people who have retired and who have got lots and lots of time, with the young families, and that way it benefits the young families, but it also benefits the seniors who have got something to do and feel connected with the young children and the young families. So by giving more free time to everybody, you enable people to get more connected, but in a real way, in a way which has meaning and in a way which has results, which seems to make people happier. So, and the third point that came out of this book, and it leads on from that point that we had earlier, is that true happiness comes from helping others and helping yourself. Because helping other people is a great way to help yourself feel better. There's a thing that the Danes call, and it's called the helper's high, and it's a happy feeling that you get when you help somebody else. And I'm sure we've all experienced that feeling of when you're adding some value, or you're helping other people who are in a worse position than you or who need your help. You seem to feel a high from that help that you're offering. And scientists have been able to show that being kind and generous, listen up here because this is a beauty, being kind and generous lights up the nucleus accumbens, or the area of the brain that gives us good feelings, the feelings that we get from enjoying a meal or enjoying sex. So there's a part of the brain called the nucleus accumbens, which is the area of the brain that generates good feeling and the good chemistry. And it seems that that area of the brain is activated when you are of service or when you help somebody, which is really, really interesting. So what this is telling us here is that there is a science. There's a science behind doing a good deed and feeling good about it. The author here says that from an evolutionary perspective, it makes sense because it helps human survival, because human survival depends on community, and community is all about each of us helping each other. So one of the calls to action that the author also leads us to is to try and become a volunteer wherever you can. Volunteer your time, your free time, to help others, and by helping others you're also helping yourself, because you're lighting up that part of the brain that makes you feel good. And by becoming a volunteer, by helping others, there are other benefits that will flow your way. And the author talks about the benefits being that you'll feel less depressed, you'll have more friends, you'll have more social connection with somebody else without expecting anything in return, and it's done from pure love and pure service, where you're helping your fellow man and setting a ripple out there into the Ethernet or amongst the community to generate goodwill. So a tricky book, but a book with a lot of depth and a lot of meaning. And I can't wait to catch up with some Danish people just to talk about a couple of these concepts that we've had floated in these two books that we've been through today, and to understand that the gift of giving is very, very real, because the gift of giving, the gift of volunteering, the gift of service, of being of service, is something which is central to our Christian beliefs and to our Christian lives. And it shows scientifically here that by giving, by being of service, you're actually stimulating a part of your brain that rewards you manyfold by generating the positive emotions and the positive chemistry to keep you happy, to keep you joyful, and to keep you energized and to give you purpose. So I think I'll leave it there for today. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. And according to the authors here, let's be of service. Not only to be connected with people, but to also lovingly serve people. Be a volunteer. Do whatever we can do to generate and to foster community amongst our fellow man, so that you can receive and generate and be the source of a thing called the helper's high, that happy feeling you get by helping somebody else. So and finally to try and be a racktivist, a person who generates random acts of kindness and gives without expecting anything in return. So thank you once again, and I look forward to chatting to you later on, where we go through another book summary and help lift us, get us through the afternoon, get us through the day, and help us to live, learn and pass it on. Yasas, take care, and I've enjoyed delivering this episode of Jim's 5am Club, and we'll chat again. Yasas, bye for now.